This hangout is indeed live, ladies and gentlemen. Keithy Broom here in a beautiful, sunny today. It was a beautiful day in Brisbane, in Australia. And on the call today is just myself and Paul Weeks down on the Gold Coast. And we've both got the Swiss Gold Global signs behind us, which is fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Building generational wealth. I want to have a chat about that, actually. Why are we here, Paul? But first off, how are you, mate? How's things going?
Yeah, it's pretty steady, Keith. It's been a beautiful day, as you say. The weather's been pretty stable. I'm just cruising along. Each day seems to just come along, and we just enjoy each day.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Well, Bill, actually, I put the post up that we're going to go live in 30 minutes. He responded. He's in Zurich at the moment, but he's got meetings back to back this morning. So for him in the morning, so he can't jump on, which is fantastic that the owner of the company would pick up a post on your major Facebook group and respond, apologise, and then he can't come on, which is, but that's the type of guy Bill is, and that's the type of company we're in, Swiss Gold Global. The whole thing about what Bill wants us to do is build generational wealth. Get out of the fiat system, get gold and silver under your belt. And with a new opportunity is cryptocurrency. And that's why he decided a year last November, in November 2016, to get involved with Genesis Mining and form a partnership, which this year, 2018, is going to explode in the second half. So things have happened in the first, November last year, now it's March, there's 3-4 months, that's 16 months he's been involved so far with the mining contracts. And this next 9 to 10 months will even accelerate the business that Bill's created. And he just turned 10 on the 12th of March. So we're part of a 10-year-old company, which is pretty awesome when you think about it, that you've joined a company, Swiss Gold Global, that's 10 years old. So, and he said, it hasn't been an easy journey, and no business, whether it's online or offline, is easy at all. G'day the folks watching, how are you going? Just throw your questions up on the live chat, because we've got a lot of things we want to be asking, and hopefully we can answer the right way. That 10 years into the business, ups and downs, but there's always that positivity that you feel about Bill and Claudia, that they've been going through these highs and lows, and the majority of the business has been highs, obviously, because they've expanded the business to such an extent after 10 years, very, very stable. And now with this partnership with a billion-dollar company, Genesis Mining, puts us really in the driving seat as a company and as a member of the company of Swiss Gold Global. That's what you really want. That's what people are trying to find, I guess. And that was one of my questions I was going to ask you, Paul, is the main theme of Swiss Gold Global is building generational wealth. Why are you're the similar age to me, why are you online, and what's your purpose? Not your purpose in life, but what's your purpose in the next 12 to 24 months, having been online for 2 or 3 years now? Why have you decided to go this way? I would like to get your feedback on that.
Well, as you reach retirement age, you've got to sit back and say, well, if I put my money in the bank, what am I going to get? It's not a lot of interest, as you can see out there. It's only about 2.4% per year. People say, oh, we'll put it into other financial institutions, and you may get 7%. And then you sit back and think, well, gee, that's not gonna really generate much wealth for me over the coming years. So in 2016 November, when Swiss Gold Global came on stream, we were looking at mining and just seeing how it was going. So later or earlier the next year, we decided to buy some of these mining contracts with Swiss Gold Global, and then just putting money away each week into Swiss Gold Global, buying the contracts and seeing how it's grown. And it really has grown. So here we are in March of 2018, still doing the same formula, buying a contract here and there and everywhere, and they have multiplied, and also we're getting that residual income every day. So it's a no-brainer. It just keeps coming in every day, and we can see this going on forever. So it's really to sell it, not so much sell it, but explain it to people that this is what you can do with the money that you've got.
It's all sort of changed the online space from, I guess, from maybe 5 years ago. A lot of people look to like affiliate products and to try and sell something physical online, either like an eBay store or sell and ship stuff. What's the name is a great example. The old, what's that old, not eBay, the other.
That was Amway. And
Amway, yeah, and all those. And what was the other? There's a few. I'm trying to think of another couple of, not Nutrilife. What was the other?
Nutramedics or
yeah, all these type of online businesses that have been sort of around for 5 to 10 years. People have tried to get involved in those because they do want to do something online that is part-time if they can. But with those type of businesses, I started out, I joined Amway 15 odd years ago, went to meetings and bought products and had to keep them at home so I could supply people with vitamins and soap powder if they wanted, or go to my distributor who had a double garage full of stuff, because I thought I could make money passively as well. I was still working 40, 50 hours a week. But that was what I was looking to online as an opportunity to do that. Then in the last few years, things have changed as far as digital products have come in. And so people are selling ebooks and stuff like that and e-products. So there's a whole marketplace opened up in that regard. And then now we've got this new digital currency. And that's really on the back of the technology, really. And I think I definitely know we've hit gold here, and in no pun intended, because of Swiss Gold Global and gold and silver, Paul. But the adoption of the blockchain technology to our way of life is just starting to take hold. Now, you put me onto this site. It's called Bitcoin News, or bitcoin.com. It's the address is news.bitcoin.com. And from an Australian point of view, very interesting that 2 Australian state politicians have revealed that they actually have some Bitcoin. You put me onto this, Paul. It's actually amazing that this has come to light, which is a good thing. It's a good thing for people to understand that the powers that be, the government, people in government, understand Bitcoin and the blockchain technology, have embraced it, and privately have gone, okay, I'm getting involved here. I'm not going to sit on the fence. I'm actually getting involved. And it was a story from 7 hours ago. 2 Australian state politicians revealed Bitcoin holdings. So what's your thoughts on that from an Australian point of view, Paul, that some politicians, I know a lot have said we like Bitcoin, but some just say, yes, I've actually got some. What's that mean?
Yeah, that's right. It's like the Reserve Bank of Australia do like the blockchain method, but they're a little bit hesitant to go because the banks are really not into it at this stage. So here you have 2 politicians who come out and say, look, we're into Bitcoin, but we do know that there is a couple of senators in the Labor Party and the Liberal Party that do support Australia looking into the whole essence of blockchain and Bitcoin.
Yeah, there's no doubt about the take-up is a bit slow at the moment, and it went for a bit of a rush. I guess the new kid on the block, the last 6 months of last year, where the price accelerated up to $20,000 US. Now it's sort of it's flatlined, come back, and currently it's sitting at about 8,500. Just go to coincap.io, which is the online one, 8464. So it's down about 1% in the last 24 hours. Really needs to kick into to 9 and 10,000 US. And as Bill keeps saying, stabilize, get up to about 15,000. Our return for our contracts would be a lot better than it is at the moment. It's about 9.5, 10 cents a day per 0.2 terahash that I can work out in Australian dollars. Now, people watching may have different calculations. If you have any questions, also just fire away, because we'd like to answer your questions. Action. Yeah. Bill's just responded. I can't believe this guy, Bill Rowell. He's responded. I said, "Listen, all good, Bill. We're going to give you a break anyway. We were planning to give him a break this week. I don't want a break. Action. There you go. That's the boss, Paul, saying he doesn't want to lie down and take a break. He wants action. He wants things to happen. So that's pretty amazing. The owner of the company saying he's all in and he wants things to go ahead. So on this website, it's quite interesting. 2 Australian politicians, they've got Bitcoin. We've also picked up on misleading cryptocurrency partnership announcements. There's all this FUD and rubbish talk and misleading statements out there from various other sources about what's actually happening. Then you go to Venezuelans are able to buy homes and property with a state cryptocurrency. So they're looking at their own cryptocurrency, Venezuela. And then Tennessee passes a bill recognizing smart contracts and blockchain transactions 17 hours ago. So one of the states in the US, Tennessee, has passed a bill recognizing smart contracts, Ethereum, and blockchain transactions. They're on the bandwagon. So slowly but surely. So it's all sorts of things happening on the cryptocurrency side of what's happening around the world, which is a very, very positive thing. Now, we seem to be in a bit of a lull at the moment. The price of Bitcoin has dropped. A lot of big players have cashed in and taken their profit. The difficulty rate has gone up, although in the last, if you go to your dashboard in your back office, you'll see that the difficulty rate is the same for the last week. It hasn't gone up. It's just the same. It's hovered there. And if you go to your buying hash power and increase hash power, there's still Bitcoin contracts available, Paul. Now, I know did you buy some yesterday? Did you buy some yesterday?
I went out and splurged. I bought 5 terahash on Sunday, and I bought 4 terahash on Monday. How good is that?
5 terahash. Wow. Mm-hmm. And 4 terahash.
Total of 9.
9. Wow. Okay, so that's 9. So 1 terahash has 5 individual contracts. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 45 contracts. Yeah.
Another 45 contracts, mate. Awesome. Now, it's probably a good time actually to keep buying 1 or 2 contracts when you can, because no one else has got them available of the payment that we get through Genesis Mining at Swiss Gold Global. Definitely Genesis Mining don't have them. I checked yesterday, and they're on their pricing page. I'm on their pricing page now. Bitcoin out of stock, Dash out of stock, Ethereum out of stock, Litecoin out of stock, Monero out of stock, Zcash out of stock. Everything is out of stock. But you go to our page back office, we do have Bitcoin, and as a free member, you can buy 5 single contracts or 0.2 terahash or $179 US. Now, there's a bit of confusion that you can only buy them 1 per day. It's 1 transaction per transaction. So you can buy, as a free customer, you can buy 1 terahash, and then when that goes through, you can go ahead and buy another one if you wish to. So you can buy 2 or 3 or whatever you like during the day. As an affiliate, which is a whole level above being a free customer, you can buy 5 terahash or $845 US in value per transaction. Now, it appears by my back office live now that we still have transactions available, contracts available, which is unbelievable. unbelievable, Paul, that we still have them available.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I thought, well, after what Bill said the other day, he may limit here and there. So I thought I'd better get in now and get them quick because they may not be there at the end of this week.
Yeah, that's it. I think they've got a pretty short life. The contracts that we have, obviously Genesis have nothing. So the news is good for us as members, that we can actually build our generational wealth through our contracts, because it is going to turn around. There's no doubt that Genesis Mining will continue building their large mining farms, continue their computer power that they're building as fast as they can. And the major news, obviously, for all Swiss Gold Global members, that our partnership will extend into our own relationship directly with Genesis for our own farm, coming up to the last half of this year. So we're already, it's 26th of March here in Australia. So March is all over in a few days. So that's first quarter gone, mate. So then we're into the second quarter, and then the third and the fourth quarter is going to be a lot of movement with Genesis Mining and Swiss Gold Global as a partnership, with our own mining farm coming online. And that will be very, very exciting, because the exciting thing will, what cryptocurrency will Bill be offering the members at Swiss Gold Global? What will he decide on? What will he ask Genesis Mining to actually set up mining rigs in these particular currencies? He'll make a decision based on what is performing, I guess, and from the experts in the team. And he has a lot of good expertise around him. Obviously, Genesis Mining being, a $1 billion company. What is he going to mine in the new farm, the Swiss Gold Global farm, when it starts? That's the excitement, the exciting thing that looking forward to. So I guess at this stage, 3 months in the first year, we've had that rush to Christmas, and then the bit of a dive off January, February, March, bit of an up and down again, up and down again. It's just sort of hovering. It appears to be hovering around the 8.5 to 9,000. Whether, I don't know. Unfortunately, no one's out and out expert and say this is the exact reason why the price is fluctuating. What's your best guess, Paul, if you would have any guess as to why the price has been fluctuating over the last 2 to 3 months?
Well, I guess probably FUD is probably the one that does drive it down when you read all the different angles that people are coming from. Then that to me seems to be the full structure as to why there's been a lot of Bitcoin sold on different exchanges around the world. But I was just reading here that Yahoo, on a positive note, plans to launch crypto exchange in 2019 after a $19 million buyout of a Japanese exchange. So that's interesting news.
Well, people are getting to grips with cryptocurrency and slowly getting on board. So patience, I guess, is a pretty good virtue to have at this particular point in time in the first quarter of 2018. We've stabilised around the 8.5 to 9,000. We just need that in the second quarter. There's a lot of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt that is put out by a lot of different people, has made people panic who are not used to working online, and especially in cryptocurrency is brand new for a lot of people. In this particular business, Swiss Gold Global, I'm in month number 10, not even a year in. So a lot of the people who are actually getting serious are in the last 12 months, 18 months, just getting involved in cryptocurrencies and not really fully understanding the technology behind it, listening and believing the hype from all different types of people. Guys like Jamie Dimon from what's her name in the US? What was that company. What's his company? Jamie Dimon. Yeah, Morgan.
JP Morgan?
Yeah, JP Morgan. All this FUD that was put out, and turns out they're actually dealing in the cryptocurrencies in the background. Panic, China said, we're banning ICOs and everything and exchanges, but the biggest mining farms are actually in China. I don't know how the biggest mining farms are there because they've got cheap power, cheap labor, cheap components, but they don't want too many exchanges there that they can't control. And it's all about control for the Chinese government. They want to control what's going on in their own country, and they do that fairly well from all accounts. And then other big businesses and banks and governments want to try and control what happens with their citizens as far as the money they earn and how they spend it. And this is a new currency, the Bitcoin part of it. The technology they're interested in, but they're not interested really so much at this stage in the Bitcoin taking over because they're lacking in control, lacking in understanding. So that if you're not sure something, you try and stop it until you understand it. So there's a few handbrakes being put on. I guess that's a good way to describe the position we're in at the moment. We're all guns blazing and firing ahead, but someone's putting the handbrake on Bitcoin.
And everything.
Yeah. And of course, once the handbrake's put on Bitcoin and it's slowed down to $8,500 to $9,000 US, once that handbrake's put on Bitcoin, then it has a flow-on effect to other cryptocurrencies. Some days I go on my phone to Crypto Tracker and it's all red all the way down. I'll just go on it now to give a comparison, a live comparison of what so Bitcoin is 1.15% in the last 24 hours red, and the last hour 0.21 down. All Ethereum down. Litecoin's gone up in the last 24 hours, but down the last hour. So it's a mixture of majority red with a couple of greens here and there, but I'd say 75%, 80% are all red, all the coins, because they have a flow-on effect from what Bitcoin's doing. Now, we've got a few people watching. We haven't had any questions yet, which means everyone must know everything. Or Paul, they're all experts watching. Maybe we've got the smartest people on the planet live on our Hangout now watching. Do you folks want any information imparted from Paul and myself that may assist you in your business? Or maybe we don't need to say anything, Paul. We're trying to keep this short to 30 minutes. We're about, how far in are we? We're 25 minutes. Yeah, 25 minutes in or something like that. Going great guns. Things are in a handbrake situation. So this is where patience comes in, and people not to panic, I guess, Paul, not to sell, not to stop buying contracts when we've got them available, that actually to, when they can, they're $35.80 US to buy another bit more computer power. Because certainly the company that's building the computer systems, the warehouses, Genesis Mining, they're not stopping. And neither's Bill in Swiss Gold Global. He's not stopping. So your thoughts on the handbrake?
One cannot. We don't know what Bitcoin's going to do because it's all over the world. But there was an interesting survey done the other day that 8% of America are into cryptocurrency. So 8% of American population is into cryptocurrency. So that's a pretty big figure.
That is huge, mate. So 10%. How many in the US? 350 million.
350 million.
Yeah. So just under 35 million are into cryptocurrency. That's quite staggering, isn't it? I've just got a message from Bill. Just go to that, if you're on YouTube, on the right-hand side, live chat, you should be able to type in and say something there. Just give us a test maybe. Just say g'day or say hi, and see if you can go on that YouTube live, and on the right-hand side as you're watching it, I'll just say g'day and see if that comes up for you. So nearly 10%. That's exciting, though. I view that as an exciting percentage that some, I guess, a small percentage, 10%, 8%. Well, 8% is pretty big, really, of a whole country population getting involved in cryptocurrency. You know, where we're going to be in 12 months from now when this handbrake comes off. What's going to happen, do you think?
Well, if you asked me that question back in October of 2017, what would I have said? Yeah, it's going to go to $20,000 by the end of December, Keith. Yeah, you would have said, yeah, right. Well, it did. So I can sit back here and say, okay, it's 8,400. Let's say by the end of June financial year, it's going to be $13,000.
Okay. Yeah, there's all indications. Once you get that benchmark of 20,000 that's been hit already, then people are accepting of any rise, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,000 in, g'day Chris, how you going? In the price as it is. There's a lot of people taking profit and using the highs and lows of the Bitcoin being decentralized, especially in the exchanges that they can buy and sell. So there are a lot of people with large amounts of Bitcoin, and we're talking millions of dollars of Bitcoin buying and selling in the highs and lows. So they can sell when Bitcoin drops $100 and make $100 and buy back low with $100 profit per Bitcoin they have. So if they have 1,000 Bitcoins and they get $100 profit per Bitcoin, it's $100,000 profit. And sometimes that happens within a couple of hours. So imagine being in that situation. You'd be buying and selling all the time to be just drawing your profit off. As soon as it goes up, sell, and then she drops, and then you buy and low and take your profit. Need to keep that as Bitcoin and build your Bitcoin up to 1,000 Bitcoin, to 1,100 Bitcoin, to to 2,000 Bitcoins. And you read 2,000 Bitcoins, Paul. I'm just going to do a quick. All these numbers spinning around here. 2,000 Bitcoins times it's $8,500 at the moment. That's $17 million worth of Bitcoins.
Yeah.
Jeez. And if it goes up and down $100 and you make say $100 times 2,000, so 2,000 times $100 profit you buy and sell, that's $200,000, and sometimes that's happening in a couple of hours. So you can see why people who have a lot of Bitcoins are loving it at the moment, with the volatility of it going up and down. And we just need them to settle down for a few months and let it keep cruising up to 10,000, 12,000, 14,000, up to 15,000, and then head back towards 20,000 where it was. So your prediction by June of 13,000 would be a good one, Paul. Now, we've got a few people. Hey, Bill, you're on. Now, you got any questions just before we finish off, guys? Chris or Bill, you've said g'day. Any questions you want answered, guys, before we finish? We want to keep it reasonably short today. Bill's busy in meetings. Claudia's, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning for her in Panama. I guess we're in a handbrake situation. I don't mind that, because the positive situation for myself is that I receive Bitcoin every day. I get paid every day from Swiss Gold Global to my CoinJar account in Australia, that I've been paid for the day with the hash power I've got. So that is working every single day. On occasion, it'll miss, and then I get 2 payments in the same day to catch up. But that's all good. Paul, you're asking yourself a question here. Could the difficulty rate go down? Well, there's always a possibility that it will. If the price accelerates, the difficulty rate would stabilise. And if there's no more, I guess, no more miners coming into the business of blockchain, then possibly that the price rise, the difficulty rate may stabilise or go down. I know the fees have come down, so that's given us less, the transaction fees, that's given us less income. You want to answer your own question, Paul?
Well, I sat back the other day and saw it when it was at, we talked at say 3,000, whatever that figure is, and now it went up to 3,462, and it's stabilised there now for the last 6-7 days. And I just always wonder whether the difficulty rate could come back down. And yeah, I'd have to just think that one through. I don't know if anybody has an answer to that particular question. Would it come down? The miners are getting paid, and that's one way they do get paid, because the fees came down. So I wonder if one plays against the other, that's all.
Yeah, I guess the difficulty rate is the amount of miners coming on board. I guess if the efficiency of Bitcoin doing the transactions is faster, my technical knowledge of the difficulty rate is limited to knowing that the major influences are the price of Bitcoin, the difficulty rate, which we get notified of every day in our back office at Swiss Gold Global, and the transaction fees that are, when I send some Bitcoin to you, or I buy or sell Bitcoin through my exchange, that I pay a transaction fee that gets paid to the miners. Now, that the fees were reasonably high. Now they're using a new, faster Lightning network technology, and the prices of the fees have dramatically dropped. So that has an effect on how much we get paid as well. So there's three factors. The one factor that we know will give us more payouts, more payments per day from our contracts is the price of Bitcoin. So that's why we have a ritual, I guess, of checking the price every day. As long as it's stable around 8, 8.5 and going to 9, and then maybe the next, as you say, the next 2-3 months starts to climb to 10, 11, 12, 13, then that'll give us some fantastic returns for our contracts. That'll bump us up to 15 to 20 cents per contract, Australian dollars that is. And maybe in time get back up to 20,000, where we were experiencing 45 to 50 cents a day per contract, which is extremely exciting prospects again. And the reason being that we don't have to do anything. So to finish off, your reasoning for getting involved was superannuation, not getting enough money on the pension, which is all very, very valid answers for a lot of people in Australia, that they don't really have options. I'm in the same boat as you, coming up to 60 in a few months, have no intention or don't want to work a physical job, 8 to 6 or 9 to 5 or 7 to 7 or whatever the case is, because the body can't handle it. The mind is not want to do physical work, sitting behind a desk, working for someone else, having had my own businesses is, again, something I wouldn't relish. So I'm motivated to look for other opportunities online, because the physical requirement is a lot less online. Sure enough, you have to talk to people and do calls and emails and stuff like that. That is a little bit physical, but not wholly physical. And that's why I look to cryptocurrency in this space now over the last couple of years as a fantastic opportunity to earn part-time passive income. And if Bitcoin goes up, everything will be looking rosy. Now, Bill's got one comment here, bought another 4 terahash today. Slowly building up my hashing power, very excited. Yeah, very good, Bill. Like you said, Kitty, get in now while Bitcoin is down. Whoop, whoop. That's right. The opportunity to buy the contracts while we still have them available our generational wealth. That's the message we've got to sort of repeat to people, that this is why we're here. We're trying to build generational wealth for the next year, 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years. We're in a 10-year-old company now with a owner who doesn't want to take it easy. He just messaged us on Facebook. He said, I want action. I want to go, 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 go. That's unbelievable. You know, it blows me away, Bill, every week about the comments he puts. So I said, we won't have you on this week, Bill. Just be Paul and I. We'll give you a rest. He said, no, I've got meetings to go to. You know, I said, we'll give you a rest anyway. Don't need a rest. I want all action. So fantastic, mate. So that really gives me an incentive to really get fired up and keep going, because the owner is just leading from the front, mate. Fantastic. Paul, it's just over the half hour. Time for us to finish, mate. We've babbled on enough. We've had a number of people watching and got some good feedback, some good comments from yourself, and a couple of good feedback from people. We just, hopefully the handbrake gets released in the next few weeks, mate.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. So we can get out and play a bit more golf. That's what we've got to do. Get out and spend those money and enjoy our life.
Correct. That's what we're all here for. And I'm just about to go to soccer training. So I'll do a physical fitness session on a Monday night. So I'll get down there and bark out the instructions. I might do a little bit of exercise myself, but this is part of life. You know, you can do an online business and squeeze that in, and also have the ability to do what you want when you want as well, which is what we're all here for. So what we're looking for this week is everyone to think positive. Think 9,000. 9K is our, maybe I'll post that. 9K is our two numerals and letters for the week. 9K is what we want everyone to focus on. Just get that in the mindset. People power, will just go for that. 9K. And she'll come up and just settle at 9K. And then next week we'll go for 10K. How's that?
I like it. Yep.
All right. Fantastic. All right. Thank you, Paul.
Okay.
We'll see you next week. That was number 31. Can you believe we've done 31 hangouts already?
31 weeks.
30. Well, I think we missed one because we postponed it for some reason. But we've done 31 hangouts, and next week will be 32. And the only reason we do this is on a weekly basis to help everyone out there get a little bit of understanding what's going on with the company, what's going on with the owner, Bill, get him on and you can hear from the horse's mouth, talk about Swiss Gold Global, 10-year-old company. So we're just trying to put out valuable information and information that will help you get away from the rat race, get away and enjoy your life to the fullest with you and your family with your part-time passive income. 4 fantastic words we love, part-time passive income. So that's the object what we're doing. We've done 31 of them so far, and all going well, we'll get up to 50 or 60 or 100 of these, and that'll help people as we grow in this business and everyone else grows as well. So have a fantastic week, and we'll see you next week for number 32. See you soon. 32. Says Richie Benno, the great Richie Benno say, 2 for 32. Okay. See you soon. Bye-bye.